Real estate agents have been paid traditionally one of two ways, either by check or by cash. But what if I were to tell you that you can pay your agent in more ways than that? Well, in today's video, I'm going to be telling you exactly some examples of how you can pay an agent outside of cash or check that is perfectly on the up and up. 2, ways that you cannot pay an agent that are not on the up and up. And 3, just if not more importantly, the actual area of the listing and buying paperwork that you have to sign with a real estate agent that breaks this down for you already. And spoiler alert, it's been there the whole time, except I'm going to show you exactly where. So with that being said, my name is Charles Bianco. My information's on screen and there's a ticker just beneath it if you'd like to have a free 30-minute consultation about your New York City or Long Island home purchase or home sale that I'll be happy to discuss with you. 30-minute phone consultation, no obligation, no charge. Now, let's jump into today's topic, which is an alternative other way you can pay your realtor when buying or selling a New York City or Long Island home. Let me tell you, this is something that has been in existence really forever, but no agent talks about. And I'm also going to discuss later in this video why agents aren't talking about this. You're going to be very surprised. But before that, let's talk about the screen. You see my mug, you're just presenting to you. Off to the side, that side, there you go. I have a snippet of the actual realtor paperwork that I'm going to show you exactly where you can negotiate this additional commission or substitute commission, let's say, and then my ticker below. So let's go right to the paperwork. Waste no time here. As you can see on screen, I've pre-highlighted a area. It is number 1, listing broker fee. Listing broker means selling your seller's agent, the person you hire to sell your home. Okay. Underneath it reads, the owner, which is you, understands and acknowledges that the broker compensation is not set by law or by any realtor association or one key MLS and is fully negotiable. So a couple of things here. Number 1, realtor compensation is not something that is a standard or a law or whatever have you. Every agent has a different commission. They're always negotiable. As of August of 2024, there was a lawsuit that really hammered this home, but there is no law that says you don't have to pay a buyer's agent. That's for a different video. But this tells you that it is negotiable. So that right away should suggest, maybe cash, maybe check. Now, one key is our name for the Long Island and New York City MLS system, just saying that they don't measure commissions or predetermined commissions either. It's all negotiable. So let's go back to it here real quick. Fully negotiable really is the real key, the real crux here. Now let's move down, and this is where things get super interesting. Listing broker fee. Again, the listing broker is the agent selling the home. The owner hereby agrees to pay the listing broker a total fee in the amount of a percentage of the selling price, a dollar amount, or other. Please specify. And this part right here, ladies, gentlemen, people of all ages, is the key element. Other. This has been in our paperwork forever, but nobody focuses in on it. Now, I'm going to tell you why that is, and stay tuned because I still have to tell you the 2 perfect examples of ways to pay your agent outside of cash or check and ways you should never suggest. So why aren't agents bringing this up? Well, it really has to do with the fact that 99.9% of real estate agents out there, it feels, have a major Achilles heel, a weakness, if you will. They're part of a brokerage that they have to split their commission with the owner of that brokerage. Now, here in New York, there's a law. You cannot practice real estate unless you are either A, the broker owner, essentially, of your own company, or B, you belong to a broker owner. Now, the vast majority of agents, they all belong to a broker owner. That being said, the broker owner says, well, since I am the one watching you and you're working for me, every commission check that you get, you have to split a part of it with me and I give you the remainder. So let's say, for example, that split is a 70%, 30% split, 70% being retained by your agent, 30% going to the broker owner. Let's say, for example, you get $1,000. That means $700 stays with the agent and $300 goes to the broker owner. Remember this, rewind it if you have to, because this is a big key point in all of this. So when you sit with an agent, this is why they don't bring this up, because you can split $1,000 paycheck, for example, a $10,000 paycheck, a $100 paycheck, you can split, or even the cash, the agent is able to split that with their broker owner. So let's take a look at the paper here one more time. This is, again, the actual real estate paperwork for home selling, just a snippet of a part of it, but this is the part that this refers to. See here, it says, or other, please specify, and a line. This line can be literally, well, not literally, but anything that is legal and on the up and up. It then goes on to say, the broker fee is exclusively for listing broker, that's the seller's agent, services, and is not subject to sharing, splitting, or otherwise to a buyer, paying to a buyer broker agent. In other words, whatever is negotiated here, whether it's a percentage of the commission, a dollar amount of the commission, or the other, it's going just to pay your seller's agent. And that's important. So let's talk about some examples of what you can ask for. You know, it's funny because since this is not brought up, you're probably hearing this for the first time. So let's throw some easy examples out there. A nice watch. Believe it or not, bartering is permitted. You can speak to your agent who will be able to discuss with you the parameters of bartering. It doesn't have to be a brand new, top of the line, $50,000 Rolex, but it could be something that is nice, that is appraisable, that could be assigned a dollar value. How about a used car? Maybe, just maybe, you'd rather use your used car that you no longer have use for and offer that as a commission to your agent instead of paying them in cash or check. Remember, not everybody wants to pay cash or check to their real estate agent. And up until now, most people didn't even realize this. So you're welcome. With that being said, put my information back here on back on the screen here for 1 second. But really what you have to concentrate on is to make a decision ahead of time. Is cash or a check the right option for you? Maybe it is. But if times are tough, or you just don't want to give you a check or cash, you'd rather retain most of it to yourself, and you have something you don't use, put it out there. Let it be the case. Now, we're going to talk about a couple of things that you cannot offer a real estate agent. And look, it's probably going to be obvious to you, but I'm going to go over it anyway and stick around because this whole thing comes to a head here, especially right now. This is the head. This is what people probably watch this video for, in addition to everything else already. What can't you offer? You can't offer services. You can't turn around and say, or these services, you can turn around and say, well, you know what? I really want to use services. I don't have much money, but if you want to come back to my place and watch a movie, we can hang out a couple nights, whatever. Stop. No, doesn't work. Okay. How about, for example, well, I like to smoke certain things and those things are green in nature and I've got a quantity of it that I'd like to give you. No, not legal, right? So in other words, it has to be a legal a legal object or item that can be legally bartered on the up and up and decently. Another option that is more likely to come up would be, listen, I've got, $10,000 in a briefcase under my bed. I can give you that under the table and we can forget about anything else. No, it's got to be legal. Again, the illegalities, say no. The legality is good. You want to do a nice watch, you want to do a used car or something else of conversation, absolutely. Let's talk about it. Now, when I sit with my clients, I absolutely go over this with them and I'm happy to negotiate this with them. And if there's something that we can do together that makes it work, then by all means, let's make it work. But with that being said, thank you for watching. There's other videos. Check them out. And if you found this content to be helpful, please subscribe. I'm new here. Make me feel nice. Any questions or anything, post them below. I respond to your questions and comments. And if you have a video idea, I'll even entertain that as well. Charles Bianco here. Thank you for being a watcher. And yeah, I'll speak to you again soon.